photography, the same names are usually mentioned. Today, I want to take a look at photographers that are unknown by most street photographers, but are yet making excellent work with a distinctive style. If you want to see more videos like this one, in which I take a look at lesser known photographers, please hit the like button. I'm not working for free, I'm working for likes. So now that you have liked the video, we can take a look at the first photographer of this ranking, Miguel Rio Branco. Miguel Rio Branco is a Brazilian photographer who was mostly active as a street photographer in the 70s and 80s before switching to a more contemporary practice. His most street photographic book might be Dulce Sudor Amargo, in which he focuses on the old town of Salvador de Bahia, which was, at the time, inhabited by outcasts of society and prostitutes. The work shows desire, suffering, and survival, a harsh kind of social realism that is enhanced by the author's use of saturated colors, mostly red, ochre, and deep blacks. Another one of his acclaimed books is Silent Book. It mixes images taken in a boxing gym with other images taken in the streets. Some of them are quite abstract. Details are shown and, all together, the book creates emotional tableau. The book is centered around the skin, which in Branco's own word is a dialogue between inside and outside, a separation that is also a connection. There is also a strong symbolism through the book, with reference to religion and martyrdom, which are all subjects that have a strong importance in the Latin world. A particularly strong double page is the one showing a punching ball made out of leather, a dead animal skin, next to an image of a boxer's shining, sweaty skin, full of vitality. Miguel Rio Branco published some other books, and I advise you to research further on your own. He really participated to show that street photography can be a tool to tell stories through symbolism and metaphors. Wai Kwong. Wai Kwong is a bit of an enigmatic figure. He does not have a website and no Instagram either. Speaking of Instagram, I'm currently doing a challenge where I shoot street photography every day for 30 days, and I'm posting my daily results as a reel there, so make sure to follow along by clicking the link in the description. Let's get back to Wai Kwong. He is from Hong Kong and he mostly shoots there, but he has also shot in some other places such as Tokyo. There's not much information about him online, but one thing that I found out and that is quite interesting is that he's a school dropout and he is now living off photography alone by selling zines, prints and books, which might explain why he's releasing so many projects. He's not limited to street photography, but my favorite images of him are taken in the streets of Hong Kong. His style converges more towards the snapshot, taken while strolling through the busy streets of Hong Kong, where he is known as a controversial figure. His project, police portraits, was exhibited in a gallery and had to be taken down following a complaint from a visitor. Wai Kwong insisted that these photos were not political and simply an observation of life in Hong Kong, but this didn't suffice to make the exhibition continue. Due to his lack of online presence, Wai Kwong presents his work exclusively in a printed format. And that's one of the main reasons why I included him, to show that street photography can exist outside of the virtual world. Through his exploration of the printed matter, he ended up having very original ideas, such as producing a unique book made directly from darkroom prints, or by printing images on loose, transparent plastic sheets, and joining them together with a metal clip. The viewer can then decide himself if he wants to consider them as a sequence or as strictly separate images. Before jumping to the next step of that ranking, let me remind you that I'm also an unknown photographer, and surely the most unknown in this list. I recently released 2 zines that you can find on my website. So let's jump to the third photographer of this ranking, Svilen Nachev. If you love Dirty Harry's images, you will love Svilen Nachev's work too. He has this similar ash style, perhaps a bit more abstract leaning. Often photos taken at night with a flash, often skewed, surprising angles. When looking at his work, you must forget about the horizon line and the rule of thirds, and let your emotions be guided by the glimpses of noirceur Nachev offers. Nachev worked on many projects and recently released Animal Planet. In Animal Planet, he establishes the fact that a human ontology is impossible without looking at the relationship we have with animals. From fear to admiration, the emotions felt towards animals are as broad as the ones we feel towards other humans. In another one of his projects, In Between, he creates a portrait of Bulgaria as a country stuck between its communist past and its shaky democratic present. The Bulgarians co-create a future for themselves despite their variety of cultures and languages, which Nachev considers as a proof of the uniting power of the human condition. Let me remind you one more time to like the video, subscribe and comment if you are enjoying it so far. Yasuhiro Ogawa is a Japanese self-taught photographer known for his quiet, poetic style. His work often captures the feeling of time passing, focusing on everyday moments, empty streets, and the subtle beauty of ordinary life. One of his well-known projects is The Dreaming. A black and white series shot while traveling across Asia. The photos feel like scenes from a half-remembered dream, soft and mysterious. People appear like fleeting shadows, and the places feel both distant and strangely familiar. The images have a faded, melancholic tone, like looking back at a story you can't quite retell. Yasuhiro Ogawa's photography isn't flashy. He's a photographer that invites you to pause and feel rather than just look. Martin Bogren. Bogren is a Swedish photographer that shoots with a high sensibility. His very poetic style was already present in Plac'art Boys, a project in which he follows a group of youngsters during a Swedish summer. But I feel like he really established his unique style in his later work. To mention what are perhaps his most street photographic books, we can talk of Metropolia and Passenger. Metropolia is a dreamlike exploration of an imaginary city, in which the viewer is guided by fragmented urban scenes and mysterious encounters. The book also plays with the photographic medium by breaking the tradition to make a project either in color or in black and white. We find both in Metropolia. Another one of his photo books I really like, Passenger, is a black and white series shot during his travels in India. The images focus on everyday scenes and anonymous people, capturing a quiet, distant feeling, like seeing a place for the first time, but never really being part of it. It's less about telling a clear story and more about the mood and experience of being a stranger in a new world. The images often display liminal moments that have no importance and are not necessarily emotionally loaded, take a whole new dimension under Bogren's lens. That's it for the video. Please don't forget to hit the like button and let me know in the comments which one of the presented photographers you preferred. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe not to miss it. Bye bye.